welcome back to the channel. The breakout on Pulsechain, Pulsex, and even Hex has officially started, and this comes after Bitcoin makes its way above $80,000. This is officially the start of the bull cycle. But what's more exciting is we're seeing strong correlations between Ethereum and the overall Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex coins. Anything that Richard Heart is, a part of seems to be very closely correlated to Ethereum. And some of you are going to say no way, but if you go to Richard Heart's Twitter page, he recently just said, well done to Ethereum, well done to Bitcoin, and well done to Pulsechain up X amount, right? So he's also acknowledging that there are some correlations between these coins. But here's the exciting part for all of us watching this. Now, for those of you that were watching my videos that I made a few weeks ago on, well, I say a few weeks ago, about a week ago on Pulsechain, I said this would be probably the last opportunity to buy. Now, if you watch that video and if you missed it, it means you're not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of these free buy signals and more. Subscribed? Perfect. Let's continue. So since that call, everybody's up around 17%. At the peak, we saw about a 26 percentage point move. But as I just said, this is the start of the breakout. So we should see Pulsechain make its way above at least 0.0004342 by the end of this week, which is about a 42 percentage point move. And that's not actually a large move. If you're keeping a very close eye on price action, I think we should see percentage moves more similar to what we saw at the start of the year, where essentially you look away for 1 second, you look back, and the next thing you know, we've created a new all-time high. So Pulsechain, Pulsex in particular, the chart that we're looking at, the reason why we're looking at Pulsex is because Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex, their price actions largely correlated. So you will notice when Pulsechain goes up, so does Pulsex and Hex, right? But Hex right now, Pulsex has the fastest and largest percentage gains, which is why we're looking at Pulsex in this particular video. But back to our yearly highs, we're looking at a 243 percentage point move from our current price area. And as I stated before, I actually think that would be a worst case scenario to end the year. So I'm actually giving my bear case scenario for Pulsex as a 243 percentage point move from where we currently are now, and that would bring us to 0.0001227. But my end of year price prediction, for those of you that are new here, for Pulsex in particular, is at 0.0001653. Now, from our current price, that is no longer a 500% move, but a 428 percentage point move. So you can see how as we update new videos, the actual percentage gains are decreasing by each video, which is why I keep saying take advantage of the opportunities that you have in front of you right this second. Now, there's a few things that we can look out for Pulsechain and Pulsex, and of course Hex as well. Pulsechain, Pulsex is not only further upside moves, but we could see Richard Heart's projects enter the mainstream. Because what's likely to happen now as, phase one of the bull cycle continues, which is money moving into some of the larger, top 50 coins in the market. As we move closer to phase two, where money starts to trickle down into Ethereum, and then Ethereum starts to make its way to the upside, so that's Ethereum making its way to all-time highs, we think this is going to happen very, very quickly. In fact, I've got a video in my free Telegram group below where I walk through, Ethereum's journey to 500 billion, but I do say Solana will likely flip Ethereum this cycle. But anyway, to watch that, join the free Telegram group below. The link is in my description, and you get other free stuff in my free Telegram group. Right, so do that now, or pause the video and do it, or do it after the video. But make sure you're a part of the community and you're in that free Telegram group. Right, so I think we'll make our way towards all-time highs. I think this is going to add to the momentum of Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. And in fact, I think the main thing to look out for is not necessarily Bitcoin and its upside move, but Ethereum and Pulsechain and Pulsex tracking the growth and following that percentage growth. So that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on, to see how Pulsex and Pulsechain and Hex perform whilst Ethereum makes its way above all-time highs, which would be from where we currently are now, about a 60, just over a 60 percentage point move, and that can happen realistically within the next week or so. So I think a lot of the action is going to take place in the short term. I'll be keeping a very close eye on Ethereum now, and I think once we do see all-time highs on on Ethereum, I do think Pulsechain and Pulsex and Hex is going to go absolutely ballistic. So right now, all we're seeing is the start of the move. We're going to see how high this is going to climb this cycle. It's important to note there's still an ongoing case of Richard Heart and the SEC, right? So that's, a fundamental factor we cannot ignore. But this could be one of the biggest projects some of the projects in the ecosystem could be some of the biggest projects in this bull cycle. So I'd be keeping a very close eye, and make sure you subscribe, because I will be updating on these projects daily. And if you want to see more updates, comment below or tell me what you want to see in particular, and I'll be happy to update on it. But we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on these projects now, and most importantly, we're going to see how they perform in alignment with Ethereum. The next moves will almost dictate or tell us whether there is a correlation or whether there's not. So for those of you that are going to leave comments saying there's absolutely no correlation, there's no alignment, we're going to find out over the next week or so. So let's see what happens. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you're part of the free Telegram group below, and of course make sure you understand nothing that you've seen in this video is financial advice. So always make sure to do your own independent research, and with that being said, seize the day.